Yeah, man. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Prem podcast. Yeah. Um. I'm last gone. This probably should be around. Yeah, man. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Prem podcast. Yeah. Sorry
You?
about that. But yeah, Prem podcast is back, man. What? Episode 15. I'm last count. It's just episode 14 and 15, but last count, man. But welcome back to the show, man. Blessed to have you again. There's only two games played today in the Premier League that four goals didn't score in the game. You realize that? The Forest game and the Manchester United game.
Yeah.
Every other game I think had four goals, man. Whole lot of goals scored. The Tottenham game, 4 goals scored. The Brighton game, 5 goals scored. The Burnley game, 4 goals scored. The Newcastle game, 8 goals scored. The Aston Villa, 5 goals scored. The Chelsea game, 6 goals scored. And the Arsenal game, 4 goals scored. Wow, a whole lot of goals in the weekend. Everyone decided that, today is a goal fest. But I'm glad to be here again, man. Bless up to everyone. Please, if you're new, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Also, go over there at Daniel Football Show, DFS, and subscribe to his channel. Yeah, the latest about Chelsea and around the world in the Extra Time podcast. Later, that going to drop later. Around 6-7 Eastern time. Every Sundays. Yeah, so. But I know you're not in a good feelings right now as, Chelsea lost 4-2 at the bridge, man. Very disappointed. The Gunners fans, them, the Gunners nation, them, they out again. Have a whole lot of talking in the streets again as the Gunners nation can actually speak and the title challenging, Manchester City and, Liverpool. But I must say, man, it's a wonderful game. That's where we're going to start today, the Arsenal versus Liverpool game. This is one of the worst performance by Liverpool team. The start of the season, man. You agree with me?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Even though they over the few weeks ago they was having a little a dip up farm, but so that's to show you that sometimes you can have a dip up farm and come back again. This is one of the most competitive league in the world. So if you're off, if you're not 80%, you're not going to win. But us Arteta seem like him farm back a little bit more farm back for this team to get back up there.
Oh man, yeah, ex-player man, Georgina, he was on a great runner farm today in the game and he was excellent. But this is the thing, with Georgina. When you leave him with a lot of space, with a lot of time on the ball, he will do a lot of danger. And I didn't see that press, that energy from Liverpool midfielder. I'm having this feeling now, Liverpool heavily is depending on Endo, the Japanese, as you know, is coming back home shortly. But there wasn't no press on that midfield, from Liverpool towards Arsenal. And Declan Rice had a feeler in the midfield. But I must give Mikel Arteta a lot of credit. Yeah, I must give him a lot of credit with his tactics and how he set up that midfield. But I'm saying though, seeing the starting 11, an hour before kickoff, Kai Havertz looking in, Gabriel Jesus again, see why Arsenal fans them shouting out for a striker. So many knee injuries. And this is his third time, going down, in the season with knee problems. Yeah. But that first half, man, from Liverpool, man, what's the best way, could sum that up? Not one shot on target for Liverpool. Arsenal, that defensive error from Gabriel, own goal. But I mean, what you think about Liverpool in that first half?
Liverpool start the game very, they, compared to what I saw them from Chelsea, a very poor Chelsea team. Were they that good because that Chelsea team was very poor.
Yeah.
There was a home as well. So I don't know. I think Klopp got it wrong a little bit. I think he should have went with Darwin Núñez up top. I think that was a different setup. Could have give Arsenal backline a little bit. As bad as old Núñez not gonna score, but he will run the line
Yeah,
better.
he run the channels better than
Yeah.
Gakpo.
So I think he get that one that set up a little bit wrong, and
Yeah,
they were just
don't know
very.
where that is coming from.
Eh?
I don't know where that is coming from. Darwin Nunes, sit on the bench. I mean, he got a lot of chance opportunities in that Norwich game, but you have to play the man in the big games.
I
He's the
don't think
one that
rate him.
created the spaces, for the front three.
I don't think Klopp rate him that much.
They think so?
I don't think he rate him that much because, um, I think he don't think he's that Nunes is is clinical enough. I think Nunes miss a lot of that, but Nunes will work hard and he will
Yeah,
stuck in and he will still he will try his best. But I just think that overall since club come to Liverpool, he
yeah,
like his fast number 9 from Jota,
yeah.
Firmino back.
Firmino.
He
Yeah,
do like players is front man him to be very you know
yeah,
fluent. You see me I say so.
yeah.
I think he's not a big fan of Nunes, but I don't know. I think he get that one wrong.
But I'm looking at something right now, and Darwin Nunes, since the season started, he had 61 shots on goal. 29 of those are off target, and 32 of those are on target. Yeah,
Yeah,
and shots per 90, he's having 4 to 5 shots. He's average 4 to 5 shots a game. But big chances. That's the thing. He missed 20 big chances during this his season so far in the Premier League, and I think maybe what is covering over his head right now for Jurgen Klopp. But yeah, I mean, he's the only out and out striker they have at the club right now. Gakpo is not a striker. As I said, Nunes is a player that can actually run the channels, as you said. He's
yeah,
the one that can run behind, even if Jota dropped in the midfield. He's the one that can run off Jota's shoulder. If Nunes drop deep, Jota is the one can run off Nunes shoulder. So I think he got that one wrong. But I have I have something to play what Mikel Arteta said about Arsenal. Today I have a clip. Yeah, so I'm going to play. And we know how difficult it is to beat them, so we are really happy tonight. You hear it? Tactically,
yeah.
the midfield looked a little bit different, your setup, but also the outlet with Gabriel Martinelli on that left-hand side. How much did that feature as part of the first half, particularly? Yeah, we had to, because the way they are set up and the things that they can change, they don't give you time to put the fifth player in the last line, and you need something else. And we believe that we could help them in these areas, and we try to do it. What did you say at half time? Obviously, the goal came at an unfortunate time. What did you say to them at half time? That we have to keep, especially our body language, going in the most positive way, because they were touched. They had a great first half, and we didn't deserve to concede that goal. And they were touched. And the guys, you feel sorry for yourself now, and you go out there, they're going to punish you. So that second half, when they came out, Arsenal finished, Arsenal started the first half well. Liverpool, that last, I would say probably the last 2 minutes of that first half, Liverpool got that got that goal, before the last whistle, that was from a long kick from, the keeper, and Arsenal didn't manage to get the second ball, and then Liverpool scored a scrappy play. But I don't know what Arsenal did. Arsenal almost conceded a goal again in this just after the second half started.
Yeah.
Liverpool looked the better team, but as the game progressed, Mikel Arteta react to that, that new system that club put out, and from there, Arsenal just control the game. But Kai Havertz, what Kai Havertz is doing, he should have finished that ball, that one that Saka scored.
Yeah, I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I did said that I bet Havertz not scored that, and he did not finish it. Lucky enough that Saha was right there for the rebound, but overall, he have a very good game though. Like he was
Yeah.
holding the ball up, he was running the channel. So he overall he was playing good, but I mean, It's just it's not gonna be enough to win them the title, but you
Yeah,
know, but they should have done a little bit more last concentration for the goal at
yeah,
before halftime, and I feel like they were the better team overall, and
yeah. They are the better team.
they deserve to win that game, and just a lack of concentration. They should just get CAB, whatever you want to name or you pronounce it. You should get rid of the ball, and Arsenal deserving winners, but he's averse. Javier Jesus is there. We keep on saying we've been saying this is the whole season. Like, is there gonna be enough to win him the title? We don't know, but let's
Yeah.
see. Mhm.
All right, that's Arsenal right there. Won their last three Premier League games, 5-0, at home against Crystal Palace. They win at City Ground against Forest, and they won today against Liverpool at the Emirates. Arsenal next two games up, they have the London Derby, a team that beat them just around a month ago. West Ham. Then they will travel again to Turf Moor to face a struggling Burnley team. Then the big Champions League tie against FC Porto will start. But big thing, Arsenal is back in the title race.
Yeah, I never think there was out of the title race in the first place. I still, I still think there's a long way to go.
Yeah.
Liverpool, Man City, I think they're the three teams that are gonna be up there. But I never thought they were out. I just think that Arteta just probably just they need to get back to basic and fix it up a little bit and figure it out. And um, since those bad run of form, they came back and they have they got three wins on the bone.
Yeah, three win
So
on the bounce, yeah.
yeah, I never thought they would have. They still have a very quality team. It's just that every team go through a patch
Yeah.
throughout the season. But yeah, it's gonna be a 3 hours race. Very difficult to tell who's gonna be the runaway. I don't think it's gonna be in a runaway. Because I still think Arsenal gonna drop points again. Liverpool gonna drop points again. I still think
Yeah.
City might drop points again in the season going forward.
Yeah. So that's it, people, for that big blockbuster game, Liverpool versus Arsenal, man. But I think I have one more thing, with this Liverpool team. Klopp going to just to find that chemistry up front, between who is going to play. Because I don't think Gakpo is a good player that can run the channels. And when you're playing with Ajata, you're going to need someone that can run the channels. No more Salah is there, as he's nursing a hamstring injury. Luis Diaz is a player that always naturally play wide and come inside. But Klopp needs to just find that midfield battle, that number three, Endo, who is going to play around him and that front three. And Liverpool should go from there. But the intensity wasn't there. Trent came off also. And I think that defensive line was a little bit unbalanced. Gomez was playing left back, coming in sometimes. Sometimes Liverpool go back to a back three, attacking, defending with a back four. So
Yeah,
a whole different, different structure of how Liverpool attack and defend in this game. But you have to give Arsenal credit. They came out, they looked the better team from minute number one until minute 90, and Arsenal is right up there again as they 2 points behind Liverpool. Yeah. We're going to move on. A surprise results over the weekend. Unfortunately, they didn't got 3 points, but they got one. Luton Town, big 4-4 draw at St. James's Park. Newcastle, 2 step forward, 3 step back. They won at Villa Park in their last Premier League game. First team to get maximum 3 points at Villa Park since the start of the season, and playing a struggling relegation team, and they conceded 4 goals. When you scored 4 goals, at St. James Park and a relegation team, you're not expecting to draw, not even lose. And the team went from what 2-1 down, 2-2, 2-3, 4-4, and from there, not Luton didn't look back. But that game though, especially that first half, what's your take though on Luton Town?
I was watching that game very closely. Like I think I was watching. I forgot what game I was watching, and I'm like, nah, man, I forgot and watch. I forgot watch Luton game, and
Yeah,
Luton was very like Newcastle, as I said, Newcastle take the lead, and when I saw Luton got back at me, I said, oh, what you gonna say? But this have been Luton since they've been getting a very good result.
yeah,
I think they have a structure.
yeah,
They have an identity how they play, and Newcastle not being on the best of form this season, but as I said, at home at St James Park, very hostile
yeah. Very
environment.
upset.
So you'd still expect them to pull through, but Luton have been proving a lot of people wrong, but I always think that they're very good at home. They probably one of the team that probably score the ball more
The
in the
most, yeah.
box
They
than
they
anybody.
crosses the ball most, yeah. That
But
left back, I think that left back, Doherty, he's one of
that
I
team
think
is he a
he's a
left back or is
gem.
he a left
He
back?
remind he remind me of when Robertson was at All City when All City was fighting the relegation zone. If Luton Town go down, there's no way he's going to stay at Luton
Yeah,
Town.
there's a you can see a club coming for him, a Premier League club coming in for him.
Yeah,
You have some quality, but under that striker Adebayo or whatever you want to name. Is it Adebayo or Adebayo?
Adebayo.
Is Adebayo? Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
really
Adebayo,
good.
former Adebayo for Arsenal and Man City.
Yeah,
But yeah, Luton. I think Luton gonna be that's gonna surprise a lot of people. I think Luton might be staying up this season. Like I think everybody they have Luton to go down, but they pulling through. Ross Barkley, former Chelsea player,
yeah.
he look very good in the midfield, and Jamaica Bell, the Jamaican
But really,
international
really
player.
solid. He's
Yeah,
looking really solid.
look really
Bell is
solid.
looking really solid in the back line.
Yeah, yeah. So they I like Luton. They're very exciting. Especially when they're playing at home. So I'm looking forward to more Luton games. But Newcastle at Pandehan, very disappointing.
Very disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a clip, to about Rob Edwards, the Luton Town coach. He spoke after the game, and this is what he have to say.
Rob, a pulsating 90 minutes. Just try and sum that up.
Pulsating. Good word, thank you. Yeah, it was that, wasn't it? It was that. Look, I felt every emotion just into the lads. Felt sick at times, felt elation at times, felt nervous, but that's what football does to you. And I think when football is like that, two teams absolutely going for it, giving it everything, you can get games like that, full of emotion, full of passion, but quality, entertainment. I'm really pleased that we came away with something because we deserved it. I think a point was probably a fair result on reflection. But once we went 4-2 up, there's a little tinge of disappointment because you hope then that we can see it out. But Newcastle, we've got to remember who we're going up against in their amazing stadium that can make a heck of a lot of noise. And once they got the third back, there was still a lot of time to be played. And I was really pleased once we got pegged back again to 4-4. The composure that we showed then, the fight that we showed to stay in it. And actually, we had the last big chance really late on. So very, very pleased overall. We're human beings. We've got things wrong. We made mistakes, but I think we got a lot more right today than we got wrong.
Yeah. So one of the things that he said when they were leading 4-2, when he looked at the time, it was way too early as to his instinct, like, wow, we have a long way to go. And then Newcastle scored what, 2 goals in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
I did think that this is gonna be a long. It's either Luton have to score another goal or Newcastle definitely gonna come back in that game.
But it's 50-50. I want to blame the coach, but then I don't want to blame him. Why I said that? Luton was on a run. Luton Town was in that momentum to just go at Newcastle. They saw weakness. They overload the wing areas. Dan Burn, he was overrun in that era. From Luton Town, I think he was a number 7 was playing wing back. One of those African player. But And then on the other side, Doherty was running Trippier, cause whole lot of problems, so much pace. Newcastle couldn't deal with the ball in the box. But I was thinking, should he just drop off for like the next 5 to 10 minutes and just, keep the ball a little bit, try to squeeze the life out of Newcastle, break the momentum. But he didn't do that. But I understand why he just go on and let his team play open football. But as he just said, they could have won it in the last. They got chances to win it, and I don't know how he missed that. It's just that simple volley just place back the ball to the back post. But yeah, that's it, man. But for the local post-match reaction from Rob Edwards. But I have something, with Eddie O. Yeah. I heard some Newcastle fans talking about Eddie O when he commands that pressure, he don't deliver. He saw it in the Champions League game, at home and away. But whenever he came up against these teams, in the past, Luton Town actually beat them at Kelmit Road in that first round of games. They lost at home to Forest when Chris Wood scored a trick. Everton, they got beaten at Goodison Park, and then they went away to the Vitality, and when Solanke scored and they lost that game 2-0. So if Newcastle want to be a top 4, top 6 contenders for European spot, these are the games you must go on and win. These teams are down there in the relegation zone. Luton Town, Forest, Everton, Bournemouth. These teams are down there. And this is massive 12 points. They drop massive 12 points. Plus the one that they played yesterday. So you could see that Newcastle is dropping points against the teams that down there, that the bottom from 15, 16, 17 down there. It's not a good run of form. But you think whenever Eddie O comes up, with these smaller teams that just decide, look, there's no fear, they're just gonna go at them and just defend for them life, attack for them life, play explosive football. And one of Newcastle weakness is to overload the wing areas. Danburn not the quickest. Trippier not the quickest. Trippier is deadlier in that attacking third than usually defending that defensive third. But you see like a shift in the balance whenever Newcastle come under pressure to beat these smaller teams.
I think midfield wise, they don't have that much creative otherwise, Bruno Gimenez. But are they missing two? Are they missing any players? Like,
Newcastle missing Isak is out, doubtful. Jolinton, Leicester is a defender, and this is the midfielder. Willock, Target is a French player, but Nick Pope is not there. So they're missing 2 players.
Yeah,
but this is still a very good team. Yeah, this is still a very good team to beat a Luton Town team.
You're right. This is still a very good team. I still expect them to, but this is the Premier League. You think you have a good team on paper, and then here is 2 different things. You see me? I say so. I don't know. The problem with Newcastle, how are they gonna get to another level when they have financial fair play rule right at their door, so they can't really even invest in the squad out as all they really want to. They're missing Tanali with that suspended issue going off the field, and they're starting to get a lot of injuries. They're out of the Champions League.
This is what I don't like with Newcastle 2 strikers, Wilson and Isak. They just cannot stay fit together. They just cannot, and this is why there's this stigma is going around that Callum Wilson will miss out on the England Euro squad coming up in the summer. And Isak he's a very good player. He's talented. He's really good, especially when he plays for Sweden, but just cannot stay fit. And this is a problem. Newcastle going to go off. I mean, they're probably going to have to let Callum Wilson go. Obviously, I know he signed a contract, a season and a half ago. But they're going to have to sacrifice one and get a proper striker in that can play 25 to 30 Premier League games, in a season. But 2 things I have to talk about. Ross Barkley. Is he, you think Ross Barkley is on the plane coming summer?
Nah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out the midfield that they do, guys. Is he different from any other midfield that they do?
Madison, Jude, Rice, Calvin Phillips gonna
I
be
mean,
there.
I think
What
if
Cross
you,
is on the
I
farm.
mean, he's playing more like a deep midfield line in the Lowtown
Yeah,
team.
he's playing like a 8 box to box.
I would take him over Anderson.
Yeah,
I would definitely put him over Anderson.
yeah.
But you still have Water Pauls.
Like what? You have a lot of players. You have Loftus Cheek over there in the Serie A, he's scoring goals,
Yeah,
kind of getting the team.
but we know Southgate is gonna take Anderson.
Yeah, that's his favorite. One more thing, Luton Town, they have played some big games, since the season started.
Mm-hmm.
That game against Spurs, where Spurs won that game 1-0, when Van der Ven scored that lone goal, I think, in the 56th minute. They were right in the game from minute 1 to minute 90. They obviously lost that draw at home against Liverpool. When they went away to Old Trafford, they got beaten 1-0. Lindelof scored that goal. Also, they got chances where they could have, got back into the game. When they played Arsenal at home, when Arsenal won that game 4-3, that Declan Rice header in the last minute of extra time. City, they lost at home 2-1. They actually scored first. Then City brought on, I think, Grealish, and City just took the game away from them in just 3 to 4 minutes. They scored 2 goals. Newcastle, as I said, the win. And then they that game against Chelsea, when Chelsea was up 3-0, and they making a stand to come back and score 2 goals in the last 10 minutes of the game, last 15 minutes. And all of those games that I just pinpoint, Luton Town was right in it. But you could see that this team is growing from strength to strength. Remember, I think they are the second team, I think the second to last team in the Premier League to win again this season behind Bournemouth, I think. So they started the season really poor. But look, the players are feeling it right now. And I think the coach have found the formula. Yeah. Those 2 wing backs, his name, Doherty, and Ogbeni, that guy, the number 7, he's an Irish player. The wing back, the right wing back, he's an Irish player, but African descent. But he's an Irish player.
Who are you talking?
The right wing back for Luton Town. His name is Ogbeni.
But yeah, he's Irish.
He's Irish, But that's it, for Luton Town versus Newcastle as that game drew 4-4. We're going to move on. The big game, Everton versus Spurs. Vicari. Was that a foul? Did you saw that?
I did not saw it. I was trying to. I didn't able to watch that game fully because that game was very early, 4:30 California time, and I did turn on that game, but I was trying to stay up and watch that game. I just couldn't able. But I saw the Richarlison goal, the first one, but otherwise on that, I will sleep out that game. But I didn't able to saw that. But I just know that Tottenham was leading, and then they just switch off, throw away the game. I must say this though, Andre, Pochettino, I think he's naive. Like
he's very naive in his tactics. He's very naive.
Like, is he think he's still in the Scottish League where Celtic just score 2 goal and then them win the match? That's it. They don't expect nobody to come back. Like,
you remember that? You remember when? Let me tell you, it's like a thing where in Scotland, when managers come down to England from Scotland, it's like they have this thing where they just decide that they're going to do the same thing because it's a Scottish League. When you're coaching Rangers and Celtic, it's a whole different level come down, in the Premier League. Yeah. You remember when Brendan Rodgers came from Scotland to coach Liverpool, and Liverpool was playing this wide open football. You remember that's how they lost the league. I remember that game against Crystal Palace.
They were scoring a lot of goals, but they can't see a lot.
And that's the same thing now with Spurs. But the funny thing, who that the English media is blaming for Spurs 2-2 draw?
Who?
Listen to this clip.
This is what I'd do. I'd pat Richarlison on the back for scoring 2 great goals today.
Yeah.
And in the last minute, he lets his man run. He goes back, doing a responsible job at the back post, marking Braithwaite, and just lets him run and costs you the point. So it's hard to criticise him because of the 2 goals he scored. But, and honestly, I've worked with him. That would have never happened to Alan Shearer. When your centre forward comes back, he's really important for him. And he's just let him run.
Yeah. Well,
Watch it again.
Yeah, no, he don't.
Boo, it's I don't know what to say, man. You cannot blame Richarlison for that. You know, Richarlison is a striker. Obviously, yeah, when he come back, he should be doing his duties. But it's Tottenham coach. He's still playing open football, and that was a silly foul over there to give, you know. And it was a counter-attacking why Everton got that free kick. And imagine to get that set play and to square the ball in the back square the ball in the box, and they got that goal. But you cannot blame Richarlison for that. He's not a defender. Yes, he's a striker, should come back, not normally mark the near post or pick up your player on the back post. But you just cannot, you know, blame Richarlison. And it's just harmful to see, you know, this.
If it was Harry Kane, would they do that?
No, they would never do that.
Yeah, because he's a Brazilian.
You know, but
Richarlison,
man, how good is he, man? 10 goals, you know, in 20 games and 3 assists this season. You know, he from he came back after that little break, that little mental break, that little injury break, he just looked a different player. And actually, they're actually saying that Spurs actually need a striker just before this game. The build up to this game, that they said that Spurs needed a striker, you know, because Richarlison is not good enough, and he came up with the goods. 2 goals. That first goal is the 2 goals.
Been scoring recently. Huh? They're still saying that they need a striker, and Richarlison has been scoring recently.
Still, you know, let me tell you who is saying that. Jesse Conde and Jamie O'Hara said that, you know, Spurs needed a striker.
They need a striker.
Who they going to buy?
Who's going to go to Tottenham? Osimhen?
No.
Ooh. So what are you talking about? Needs a striker. Which striker?
You know?
Which top quality striker out there right now?
There's not much strikers out there now.
There's not no more striker. So what are you doing? Richarlison is doing what Richarlison. He's have been better than last season. That's for sure. Like you have improved, and in recent games he have been scoring, and on top of that, he have scored in that Everton game. So what else more they want?
What I realize, man, these English media, they bias towards overseas play. I bet you know that youngster that they have on the bench, Scarlett, that striker.
Who?
Spurs. They have this young striker on the bench named Scarlett, a young academy player. I bet if it was he's an English. I bet if it was him, you know, got that opportunity and scoring goals, double figures in the Premier League, 3 assists, you know, they would say, yeah, he should get the opportunity. You know, they should build around him, but.
Yeah.
Why they can't say the same thing about, you know, about Richarlison? Yeah, but man, you know, big results, you know, big results for Spurs, for Everton. You know, they actually came back. I think I have an interview for Big and speaking to the Tottenham Access.
And I think before the game, you'd probably think the point at Goodison's a good point, but with the way it panned out, I'm guessing otherwise.
I wouldn't never say point's a good point. We're trying to win games of football, and disappointing not to do that today, particularly conceding so late, I guess. But ultimately, we just got to come down on the chin.
What are your thoughts on the performance and the game in general?
Yeah, look, it's not an easy place to come and try and play sort of fluently. For the most part, I thought we handled it okay. Lost a little bit of composure in the first half. Second half, I thought we played some decent stuff, created some good chances. Probably needed a third goal just to kill them off because, in the last 10 minutes, everything's going to go their way, and it did. And, we had to deal with it. Unfortunately, we deal with the last one.
It seems very difficult here, and just.
So he said, it's not the best place to come and play fluent football, but Goodison Park is a place where you have to go and play dirty football to survive. Yeah, but I think it's a massive 2 points job for Tottenham in this game, especially when the rest of the pack is coming back for that top 4 spot. United is just 6 points now behind Spurs in that top 4 spot. Look, we're going to move on, as we going through, But Sheffield versus Aston Villa, big game, yeah. Sheffield, whenever
Big
they
game.
no, it's a big game for Villa.
Big game.
Yeah, it's a big game for Villa. They lost at
That
home.
was a guarantee win for Aston Villa. Come on.
You feel like no, but it's a reaction game, so it has to be a big game for Villa. Going to Bramall Lane, just got beaten at home, losing your first game at home, to Newcastle. 3-1. They got in that game at home, and then go to Bramall Lane. You need that reaction from the players. You're in a title, you said it's always going to be a big game for them. But I guess that big game cutting short in the first 30 minutes of the game. The game done.
Yeah.
The game done.
That's what I was like. I did expect Aston Villa to go there and wipe the floor, pretty much.
Yeah. Sheffield, though, when they have been conceded some whole lot of goals since recently, yeah. Their last 3 games that they lost, yeah. They lost 5-1 in FA Cup at home to Brighton. They lost 3-2 at Sellers Park to Crystal Palace, and they lost, 5-0 to Aston Villa. But you remember when Newcastle gave them 8? Was it 8? They conceded a whole lot of goals. They conceded 59 goals already. 59 goals.
Yeah,
They out. This is when you concede 59 goals, there's no way to coming back, from a relegation fight. But the big joy about this win is Leon Bailey again is on the score sheet. But before we go into those other details, you saw that game when he came on against Newcastle.
Yeah, I saw that game. I saw he was brilliant. Yeah.
He came on in the 62 minutes and he created 5 big opportunities in 28 minutes.
Yeah.
This player is gradually getting better and better. But the big thing is, can he do it in this color?
That's
where is the performance? When the performance going to come in this color? Yeah. But that's it. That's the next big step, for Leon Bailey. But as I said, I want to play. So before we go any further, there's a clip. Yeah, I want to play with Chris Wilder. I think that's his name, Chris Wilder, the coach of Sheffield. Before we go into that big Leon Bailey details.
Chris, where do you start with that? How do you start to analyse it?
Punish is like 4-0 down after half an hour. Is way back. It's a long afternoon, evening. We'll obviously look at our goals. There's some really basic errors that we've made there, and organisation errors as well. So I'll take the rap for that. It's a young side out there. We picked an athletic young side out there that got put to bed pretty early. Some clinical finishes. Watkins' movement causes a problem. Goals from Bailey and Tielemans are fabulous finishes as well. And the goal just after half time as well is a difficult one to take. So, being in that position as a pro, as a player, and as a manager, and there's no hiding place. You've got to suffer. You've got to go through it. You've got to take your medicine, and we have to. We have to follow.
No one say you have to take your medicine. But look, this is the first time Villa have scored 5 or more goals in a game in a Premier League season, since that one 2000. Remember that 2020 COVID game against Liverpool when they smacked Liverpool 7-2 at Villa Park. This is the first time scoring 5 or more goals in a season, first time. But Aston Villa, we saw what happened, it's a reaction to what happened in that game. In that Newcastle game, they back in that title challenge as Aston Villa is 4th right now and 46 points and the same points as Manchester City, just 5 points from the leaders, Can they make that push? Do they have enough in the tank to make that push?
I think finishing in 4th place will be is the max for me. Like, I think anyway over that, I think Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City is the top 3. But I think their home farm, they're gonna have to rely on their own farm a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though the last game against Newcastle, but I think they're gonna have to do a little bit better. At least if they're not gonna win, if they're not gonna win the match on the road, they could get us some draws. I feel like they struggle a little bit away from Villa Park, but
Yeah.
Tottenham, Uno, Man U, and Villa. I think with Tottenham get back their players, I think
Yeah.
Tottenham will be a little bit more stronger. But I think Villa will be up there. But I think I don't know. I think Tottenham will probably be the most consistent with Villa, but United maybe. But I feel like we're gonna have some tough fixtures coming up. So I don't. Even though on a win 2 game back to back, but on have some difficult games coming up. Now Arsenal, Chelsea, even though Chelsea's not in a good place right now, but on still have some very difficult fixtures coming up.
Yeah. Villa next 2 games. Home on the weekend in the FA Cup against Chelsea, then they host United. Those are the next 2 games, But Villa next away games in the Premier League from now on till the end of the season. Away to Fulham at Craven Cottage, away to Luton Town at Kelmet Road, away to West Ham in London Stadium, they away at the Etihad Stadium, they go to the Emirates, they go to the MX at Brighton, and they go, the last game of the season is at Crystal Palace,
Those are some difficult games.
Yeah, it's some very, very difficult. They have Arsenal, Brighton, City, West Ham. There's going to be some massive away games coming up. It's a very difficult run for Villa. But I have something that I want to point it out. Goals involvements for the top three. The top three, I would say the front threes in the top 4 Premier League clubs in England. Aston Villa, their front three had 21 goals and 21 assists. That's 42 goals involvements, through their front three alone this season, and that is more than half of Villa goal that they scored. Yeah, the front three is the one that scored. The front three is the one that come up with most of the goals for Aston Villa this season. Arsenal front three, Arsenal front three had 16 goals and 14 assists. City, 21 goals, 19 assists. Liverpool front three, 25 goals, 17 assists. Spurs, 27 goals, 10 assists. You see that Aston Villa is matching up against the big boys, in the Premier League, come with their front three, the Yarby, Ollie Watkins, and Leon Chippy Bailey. But Ollie Watkins, is he the second best English striker, in the Premier League or overall for that English league, for that England team?
Ivan Toney. I think
Ivan Toney.
Yeah, I think Ivan Toney is the second best English striker.
Yeah. But that what I just read out, with the front trees, you saw that Villa, but you can see that Aston Villa heavily depending on, those sets of players. You could add John McGinn in it and Douglas Costa and all of that, but they getting goals. That's not an issue. The issue is to grind out, away wins on the road, and that will be the issue. But they have a very experienced coach, Unai Emery. I'm very confident in him. Or Aston Villa can get, Champions League football. Leon Bailey can play Champions League football again. He hasn't done that in around two seasons or three, not 2-3 seasons, around 5 seasons or since go back to the Bundesliga at Leverkusen. But Leon Bailey, is he the best winger in the Premier League right now?
No, I think take out the traditional top 6 club. He's the best winger in the league for me. Otherwise, on the top 6 traditional top 6 like Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. Yeah. Because Sterling and him there is a better winger than Bailey. Overall Sterling and him there. We don't see Bailey do that for Jamaica yet. You see that? We don't see Sterling do. You see that? It's all
Yeah.
We
I
don't
never
see Sterling. We don't see Sterling do that for England as yet. But for me, he will be the top six. Otherwise on the top six, I think you Motoma for Brighton up there too when he's fit. Remember Motoma? Have a very good season for Brighton last season. And yeah, you have some good couple. I'm trying to figure out.
Son is there.
Who?
Son is there. Doku. Yeah, like I'm saying, Son, Youngmin Son is there as a winger.
No, but that's the thing. I don't think it's anywhere near the top six quality. That's the thing. Because we see Bailey have not been consistent. If you're talking about farm right now,
I said right now.
I don't know, man. I don't.
It's very tough.
It's very tough because Bailey, you play good today, 2 games good today, and the next game you play very below average. And I'm going off experience and what I see with Bailey. That's the problem with Bailey because to be the best, we need to see at least 10 games straight, not 2-3 games, and then that's it. You get me? Sang, Doku, all those Salah when he's fit, he giving you 5-10 games straight back to back. They might give you that assist.
I think Salah scored like in 8 or 9 straight games this season for Liverpool.
You get what I'm saying? Like those remember Real Mahrez did that City every week in my chipping, was turning that City every week in my. You get what I'm saying? So he might forgive me. I need more than that. I need at least 10 games straight Bailey. I say Bailey have to score enough. I say every game enough. I need to say he might be one of the influencer on the field. I mean I say the boy Bailey play good enough. For what they may say, Bailey play good enough. I need to say at least over a 10-game period of time. Then may I say, yeah, Bailey up there. But not right now. I still need a little bit more consistency from him. But he's heading that way though right now.
Yeah. One of the things though, the weakness, with Leon Bailey, I saw throughout his career. And if he wants to move to the next level, he's going to have to do more in these department. He has to play more 90-minute games.
Yeah.
That's one. He's not a 90-minute player as yet. Look, he can play 90 minutes, but if you want the energy from that first half continue in the second half, you're going to have to build up that stamina. You saw Mo Salah. Mo Salah have only injured, I think, around 3 times for Liverpool. He only missed I think 2 handful of games for Liverpool. Throughout is 6 years now since he's at Anfield. He don't miss a lot of games. Yeah, but if you want to be at the top,
you have to stay fit.
You have to stay fit, and that's his problem. Since he left Belgium and go to the Bundesliga, he just have that up and down season at Leverkusen, and it just never worked out for him at Leverkusen as though he would want it. No, yeah. Yeah. So, and another thing, Leon probably need to take more shots to the goal. You look as a winger. Sometimes you have to be selfish. Sometimes you saw Mo Salah kick a lot of balls, towards the goal.
It can be some coach very different, because Salah is a superstar, so club might have a little leeway upon him to take a little bit more shot. Then to the other winger, Diaz, club say, hey, look up, pass the ball. With Salah now, superstar, they can do what you want to do. Daily, we know that Una Emery is a very strictly coach, and very, very strictly coach. So it could be immaterial. Daily say, if the opportunity is there, take it, but make sure you look for your striker more.
That last season, Grealish at Manchester, at Aston Villa, you see that, you think Leon Bailey is on the right path right now. He's doing enough damage to be that man at Villa Park, or be that man of the team. That
Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm going to go for that boy. Give me a second. You can finish up on top.
Yeah, as I was, going to ask Daniel that, think that Leon with his farm right now in the English Premier League, he have that. He have loads of talent. We know that he can play. Any wing. He can play as a number 9. He can do a job there as he played. Those positions before at Genk in Belgium. He did so. In the Europa League for Genk also. But what I'm trying to say, can he be that elite player for Aston Villa? Can he take up the team, in and more than Holly Watkins they do? Can he, put his game to the next level? Yeah, as a winger, come in and scored. What the hell is this? You hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear.
Yeah.
Watch him.
So,
Close the door.
can he bring his game to the next level? Can, as a winger, can score 15, 20 goals in a league campaign. Look, Leon Bailey have never scored double figures in a league period. He gone double figures now for Aston Villa, but in our league, he have never done it. I think in our league before. Yeah, so that's the next challenge. He needs to take up more and more. Coming next season, we need to see 10, 15 goals from him in the league alone with some assists. As you know, he's a deadly cross off the ball. He's a very team player. That's one thing, with him. And I think my father used to tell me like one time, like, Leon Bale sometimes is look a bit too much of a team player. Sometimes you have to just take the game off the scruff of the neck and just do your thing, show people that you are the man. Yeah. Same thing, with Raheem Sterling. When he was at City, he was too much of a team player, with Aguero and all these players. Sometimes you have to show the team that, look, I'm here to stay. I'm going to be that dominant force in this team. So what I want to ask, you think that he can be at Villa Park for the next couple of seasons? Obviously, at the end of this season, you only have 12 months left on his contract. But can he surpass, that Grealish fame at Villa Park, bring them to the Champions League that Grealish never did in his time?
I think the biggest problem would be Bailey is himself. Not. I think you can see right now he influenced the team more than Diaby.
Yeah. Big.
Yeah, you can see Bailey is a different thing when he's on the field for Aston Villa. But I think him will be his own downfall. He have to stay fit. I think that's the main problem will be with Bailey if he can stay fit. Because I think Aston Villa show him off. I think they really like him because I always see them put up clip of him.
Always, yeah.
I think they really like him. I think they would love to keep him.
He can be a poster boy.
I think he can be a poster boy, but I think he just need to stay a little bit more. As I said, he need to stay a little bit more consistent and consistent.
Play more and more minutes, go push more and more in the tank. Need to play 90-minute game week and week out.
Have that rhythm going, because
have that rhythm. I don't want him to be that first player when a substitute going to make. He's going to get substitution.
The first man coming off.
Yeah, he's the first man coming off. We don't want that. Yeah.
So, as you say, he can be that, but there's gonna be sometime Mother Nature come, him get injured. Sometimes it's not really his fault, Yeah.
Not his fault.
But I think he have the potential to. But I think my personal point of view and opinion, I think the injury gonna be the very key if he can stay fit. And if he can stay fit, he will be there. He's gonna be there.
Hold on, let me check something real quick. Real quick. So whoever is on this live right now, they don't know. The Jamaican Premier League is on right now. Treasure Beach is playing Limeall. And guess what, people? Treasure Beach is losing to Limeall. Limeall about to win their first ever game in the top flight league in Jamaica right now. It probably took Limeall around 17 games to get their first win. It's 90 minutes down there at Jacksal right now. The next game will be Moulins versus Mount Pleasant, a doubleheader down there at Jacksal. But, it's a little bit of a news to me. I just want Treasure Beach now Limeall to get their first win of the season. Yeah. And, they're currently doing that right now. But when that game finish, I would let you guys know, but, Yeah, it's a goal by Marlon Pinnacle, the 20-year-old. Very good player. He's been playing really good, since the season started for Lima. But back to the Premier League. I was saying, Pooh.
Well, somebody said a comment. I think Watkins all up play is way better than Ivan Toney. I disagree. I think Ivan Toney, body structure wise, Ivan Toney, a lot of people don't know this. Ivan Toney come deep, like Hurricane was doing late when he was at Tottenham. Ivan Toney coming deep and him run play, find teammates. If you don't believe me, go and watch clip Ivan Toney assisting and all up play.
Yeah.
I don't think Watkins all play is better than Ivan Toney.
Yeah, he's not. Watkins easy to drop on the ground too much.
Easy to drop on the ground.
Every minute he slipped. Every minute he slipped.
I
could probably say Watkins is a better acceleration player more than Ivan Toney.
Yes, play him through and goal and stuff like that.
Yes. Run at ball, run the channels, run at ball. He's more direct more than Ivan Toney.
He's more direct than Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
Ivan Toney remind me of Jagba a little bit.
Yeah, very strong. Very strong. But look, contract update, on Leon Bailey, and I was reading a Midland newspaper, just before the Aston Villa game, finished, and they were saying that contract talk should take. They should have more updates in a few weeks from now, coming especially next month, But yes, the game is finished. Lima have beaten Treasure Beach. Lima have won their first game at the Red Stripe Premier League. I am my bad, no Red Stripe Premier League, the Real Nephew Jamaican Premier League. But Lima have won their first game in the Real Nephew Jamaican Premier League. That's very funny. That's very funny.
Live news.
But I was reading that thing, in that West Midland newspaper, and contract, details should take place, in a few weeks from now, especially coming, it should accelerate more into next month. Leon Bailey only have around 18 months left on his contract, but in 2013, last year, a few players have signed contract, at Villa Park. Watkins is one, Mings is one, Konsa is one, and Mings is signed a 3-year deal expiring 2026, when he was at 15 months in his contract left, and he signed 100 and I think it's 120,000 in a week. That's his salary a week at Aston Villa. And Watkins signed a new 5-year deal expire, end of 2028. He's signed a new 5-year deal, and that worth 130 grand a week. Leon is currently on 100K pool. Look, what you think is that new salary should be for Leandro? Because he's going to, if he
right now, how much is
he's on 100 right now. Look, you see, just before Jack Grealish left Aston Villa, he was on 7K just before he signed that new contract in 2020.
Yeah,
he was on 7K. I think 365 grand and 365 grand a year he was making, right? So that was around run after about 7-8K, But when he signed that bumper contract, he went up. He went up to over 100K. And Leon Bailey came over from Leverkusen and dropped with 100K instantly. You see that this player is highly rated player. These players are very highly rated. But if this contract, go through and everything pen to paper, which I think is going to happen, he's going to be one of the highest earner at Villa Park. But what do you think is that maximum salary he should negotiating for, in that contract room?
I think if he's gonna be one of the face at the club and, as I said, their poster boy, I think 150 will be very acceptable for him. After this, he been good for them. The standard of Villa. What is the standard of Villa? get into Europa League
Get
position.
into Europe. Yeah, just get into
That's
Europe.
the minimum for them. But I think 150 international for Jamaica club.
Yeah.
Still young, what, 25, 26, you know?
Yeah, 26.
Still young, still have a lot more prime time of the year for go on, you know. But yeah, I think 150, 50 more could do good on the
I
100.
think, yeah, that would
The
be good.
size of the club at Villa, you know.
Yeah. Villa is a big club, that's the second city in England. Birmingham is a very marketable, place. Doku is on 50K. Martinelli, he left from 90 to 180. Luis Diaz left from 26 to 56. Saka is on 200, around 200 with bonuses. So you saw what's going on right there. These players not like way ahead of Leon. So I think, they should be maximized between that 150, 180 bracket, for him. And what's going to come in that package, we don't know. But let's see what's going to happen, when pen put to paper. But I think this deal should put him, that poster boy for Aston Villa. As this deal is they're taking their time, everyone, both parties is thinking about it. But this is a crucial thing with international players, yeah? Hear me out on this one. He's what? He born 97, so you're around 26. When you're 26 years old, there's no reason to sign a 5-year contract at Aston Villa. The least he should sign is a 3-year contract. No more than 4-year option, a 1-year option. But, when you reach 27, not 27, 28, 29, that's your prime. That's your last contract you can get at a club.
Yeah.
So I think, he should look at that margin, 28, 29, put your last contract there in that bracket at Aston Villa. As you know, if he continues to perform next season and, who knows what's going to happen, but not more than 3 or not less than 3. I think 3 years should be, his maximum and should be his less, as supposed to be. He's supposed to be high different bigger clubs out there. Aston Villa shouldn't be that club, you want to be for the rest of your life, But 3-year max, 3-year lease for him, to be honest. You don't want to go 5 years, your contract run out at Villa Park, 30, 31, and guess what? Club look at you as if it doesn't work out in the next 3 years down the line, many clubs not going to want to give you that same bumper deal, know. But if you're still around 28 and he have a poor season next season coming or what, he still can manage to get that last big contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So yeah, that's it, for Leon right there, Aston Villa. But another thing, that pass from Douglas Luiz. You saw that pass?
I didn't watch it, but I did not watch it, because I was like, it made no sense what Aston Villa.
That pass. How much you rate Douglas Luiz, though?
I think Douglas is a solid player. I would take him at Chelsea. Very experienced Brazilian international. Has he have any cap for Brazil? Has it?
Yeah.
He did? Yeah, very solid. Arsenal, they want him. I think he would have done wonders for Arsenal. Can you imagine a midfield with Douglas Luiz, with Rice, Declan Rice, and Odegaard on the top? That would have been
he's that midfielder where he can go box to box. But he's more likely a deep midfielder, though.
A deep, like someone to pick up the ball from the back line.
Yes, he's very good. He's very good.
He's having a chance to get into the Brazil best team.
Yeah, he's in Brazil team. Douglas Luiz played in the World Cup.
You did play in the World Cup?
Yeah, he played in the World Cup. Yeah,
I don't remember seeing him.
I think Douglas Luiz played in the World Cup for Brazil. Let's take a quick look. Let's take a quick look at the World Cup. Let's see if Douglas. No, I remember. No, it's Bruno Guimaraes. It's Bruno. It was Bruno. I always mix up the two of them. Yeah, it's Bruno. It was Bruno. It was Bruno in that team. But yeah, Douglas Luiz scored 6 goals. He's a penalty taker for Villa. He created 45 chances in this Premier League season. That's a lot of chances from a deep midfielder.
Yeah.
That's a lot of chances. Odegaard has created 65 chances in the Premier League. Yeah, so he's right. And Odegaard is a more advanced player more than Douglas Luiz. If you compare Douglas Luiz, to different deep line midfielders, he's right up there. His stats is really good. His stats is really good. But yeah, we spend a whole lot of time talking about Aston Villa, Leon Bailey, Jamaican international, we have to highlight the player whenever he do good. We have to put out our 2 cents. As you remember when Christian Pulisic was that player for Dortmund? Yeah. Every week you hear something about Christian Pulisic. Same thing with, you remember Diego Lines, the Mexican player.
Yeah.
Every week you hear things. Remember they used to compare, Leon Bailey, Pulisic, and Diego Lines together as who is the best player in the CONCACAF region. Now Alphonso Davies is there, Jonathan David is there. Who else is there? Boligun is there. But look, Chelsea, man, what happened today?
My God.
What happened?
The man them Todd Bowley and him friend them mash up my club. The man them mash up my club. Todd Bowley and your friend them get out. You, Pochettino, Paul Winstanley, Lord, Lawrence Stewart, and who else? Ed Barley. These are all the men on the board. Pochettino, take you and your friend them and just go. There's nothing else to talk about. Them already. Like, over Pochettino already. Him don't know what him do. Him come out today. Pochettino said that he is not good. Himself said he's not good enough and the players is not good enough. So when the manager when the manager come out and I say he is not good enough and the players them is not good enough, what I tell you, sir? Him all time depth. He might tell the board to fire me. That's what he's telling the board. Pochettino literally I tell the board say fire me because I do not know what to do. I don't know how to help this team. I don't know how to guide this team. I don't have no idea what I'm doing. So fire me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Him don't know him have out of ideas. Him can't guide the young youth them. Him throw all of the players underneath the bus. And so there's nothing else to talk about tactics or why we are playing so what happened. That's why we have a person who don't have no idea is guiding the team. And this is why. And until the board wake up, get rid of Pochettino, throw away all of the structure and with them because their idea was to bring in young players, hopeful, then become world-class players. And that just cannot happen in the Premier League. Premier League is one of the more competitive leagues in the world. And they just think that they're going to come and say, all right, we're going to get all the experienced players.
Running a daycare center. They're running a daycare center.
You get what I'm saying? Like, him thinks that because him do that in a major league baseball league. Because him own the what the team that in the LA name?
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Todd Bowley owned the Dodgers. And that's the same strategy he's trying to bring to Chelsea. Knowing that the American sports and
so
England.
Also, that's why he come with that 6-7 years contract.
If you go watch his interview, that's exactly what he's talking about. You get what I'm saying? That's why they must sign all these young players.
Because that's what they do in Major League, Sign 8-year contract to man who have 500 million for the 8 years. So that's what he's doing.
They're gonna have to rip up all of those plans and start back over again. Because what he think work in one sport is gonna work in Premier League. No. That's where you're getting it wrong. So it's my pass the players them, put the players in constant. Some of them are good enough, but I think some of them has been misjudged no guidance and stuff like that. Put the players in. Some of them is not. I'm gonna say. I think a better manager with a better idea and structure and philosophy and a charisma. Posting have no charisma. In the dead on the sideline, in the
no personal, nothing.
No personality, no. You see me I say? But I think if for this club to get back on, we was Champions League winner a couple years ago. We went to the Quarterback Cup final. We went to the FA Cup final. We was up there. We wasn't perfect. Like when before the England government forced Abramovich to sell the club wasn't perfect. But my God, the man them mashed the club.
That Jackson header to bring back the game about 3-2, I think. You know how he missed that.
Jackson is not a striker.
How he missed that? You know, Gusto with that tackle. You know, that was a horrible tackle in the box.
They lost their head, and that's the thing. The whole season, the team has not done no discipline, and that is done on the manager.
You know, the goals that Cunha scored, that first one, he had, even though, you know, some deflection, but that goal that Cunha scored, you know, three defenders, three Chelsea defenders around him, and they managed to let him just get a shot. No one tried to close him down. And the third goal, you know, that Cunha scored, you know, I think they're not tracking back again, and third man running in the box, late running in the box, you know, and that goal at the left back score, and ignore it. He left them all the way over the left hand side, the left back.
All right, I'm gonna say this. A lot of people is getting on Caicedo.
This is his best game.
No, this wasn't his best game. But the problem is with Caicedo is Pochettino leave the kid out. He's a kid. Him leave the kid out there to dry. You know why? If you look up the team structured up, when we have the ball, we have 3 men in the midfield, Gallagher and Enzo. So when we lose the ball, him alone by himself in the midfield. So it's like every time when we lose the ball, our team is just on the back line. And I put it structurally in the setup the youth properly. So you need the youth out there for drive. When we see Brighton, Brighton, in my Pascal goes right beside him. In case he lose the ball, there's a man beside him for cover. Enough people don't know football. Them don't watch football.
Always, in that team with Caicedo, he always have Pascal Gross and McAllister with them. So both players are ball players. So whenever you win the ball, they're not far, like 5 to 10 yards away. So they play that 5-10 yards pass, and then, you know, he always have teammates around him. They always crowd. They always
play Gallagher. I don't know what Gallagher play. And he might play Enzo as a second, like a number 10. And Enzo is not a number 10. It's tactical. Sterling is not good enough. He needs to go.
Sterling. How much is that? 300 grand a week?
You know what I'm saying? Him get booed off the field, and deservedly too. You see what I'm saying? So
the only
coach is not good enough.
The only positive about Chelsea right now is Cole Palmer. That's the only positive. That's the only positive about Chelsea. But look, you out of the Carabao Cup, the FA. No, you in the Carabao Cup final. You in the final, right? You in the final of the
Carabao Cup. You're
Cup.
smashed by Liverpool.
Next month, the 25th. Is it the 25th, right? Or next month? This month?
No, this month.
25th of this month, right? And you in the FA Cup coming up next game at Villa Park. Can you guys win a trophy? Because Chelsea is a team that every time when a new manager coming, you always have a new manager bounce up. Either you win the Premier League, or you win one of the cup, or you win a European trophy.
I don't think they're gonna bring in anybody. I think this is I think the club, the board, they don't have no standard. I don't think they're gonna be. It's gonna be like this, and I don't think anything gonna change. Because they're gonna look stupid, you know.
Yeah. But, the last game, you know, just finish up, you know. United versus West Ham, man. You know, Ten Hag is getting back some players, as he was emphasizing over the last 4 months about his players being injured when everyone else, is getting injured for their team. But I must say, you know, there's a few. I saw a few positive, you know, in the gameplay. Not team structure, how they want to play. And I still don't see an identity of how you want to play, but I still could see that, how this team played in that first season under Eric Ten Hag, when he's fresh off the block from in Amsterdam. But, Casemiro had a wonderful game. Not pretty with the ball, but he was the one that made Rasmus Haaland score that goal, that first goal. It was his tackle. And Casemiro, you could see that, he showed a little bit of flash of brilliance, but he's not the man, to bring the team forward. He's not the man to drive the midfield. But, oh my God, Kobe Mainoo, he got a standing ovation, when he was coming off. Yeah, you could see that this kid is really good. When he just, his first couple of games that he played, no, not his first couple of games, he came off the bench, but after he got his first start, I think it was at Goodison Park, he went to St. James Park, and then he went to Galatasaray Stadium in the Champions League. That was his first start for United, and Goodison Park is no joke. Go to St. James Park is no joke, and go away to Galatasaray is no joke. You could see that, this player have a lot of mental strength. He can deal with the pressure, and he's a baller himself. Like in ball handling skills is really good. I heard players talk about his maturity, and it's second to none. He's playing like a 22, 23-year-old, and just by seeing him and the young kid named Frost connect to make up that goal and the assist from the young kid. They said that Rooney and Ronaldo was the last teenagers to assist each other in the Premier League, I think. But finally, some young players is coming through the door at Old Trafford. But the game today, man, it against West Ham. West Ham was just off the pace. West Ham was just off the pace today, man.
Yeah. They did have some couple apple.
They have moments. They have moments.
Just never really. They always struggle away to United, no? And David Moyes have a very terrible
always
record.
struggle at Old Trafford.
Yeah, David Moyes have a bad record away from. He always have a bad record to the top teams in the league.
Yeah.
Always. So, what happened never really surprised me. But United was I was watching United game, Manchester game, same time. United was very good on the break. I still think, as I said, a structure of play.
Yes, it's not
need to, but very disappointing that Martinez come out, because you can see the quality he bring back in the back line.
In the back line, the insurance,
insurance, and Garnacho look very good on the right. I think he should stay on the right now.
Yeah.
And every time I see he play on the right, he look a little bit more. He can play in one. There was one problem I have with Garnacho. Sometimes he needs to play the ball a little bit earlier. Because Holland always like a day night box, and Holland final. I always think he have quality.
That's a really good goal. That's
a really good goal with his weaker foot too.
That's a really good goal.
Yeah. Is United gonna turn in the corner? Let's
Not
see.
yet. Not yet.
I still think. I still think that West Ham get a couple opportunities for that earth, but only guys were just clinical. United were just clinical.
Yeah, it was clinical, But I must say, as I was saying, Casemiro, he had a really good game. He mapped up everything in the midfield. Not pretty on the ball, but he do all that little dirty works around the yard, in that game at Old Trafford, But he clean up everything. He tactically clean up everything. But hopefully I can get this Casemiro to play, from now until the end of the season. He has quality. He's not the Casemiro like 5 years ago that we saw at Madrid 10 years ago. But he still have flash of brilliance that he could come up with in game. But can he do it on a big stage? That will be my next thing. I'm going away to Villa Park next in the Premier League. That's when Casemiro is going to have to come up big when he's playing against, Douglas Luiz in the midfield. players that who actually can handle the ball. West Ham midfield, you know, it wasn't solid. You know, it wasn't solid today. You know, Shuishek, Alvarez, the midfielder, you know, Ward-Prowse, they didn't get much opportunity. And David Moyes playing the youngster right wing, right wing, Johnson. He's playing 2 right back on the right side, Kufal and Johnson. That's
You sure it wasn't a back 3 and 2 and wing backs?
I don't know. Sometimes it look as if it's a back 4, back 3. I don't know. But he played it 2 right back today. You know, he had Phillips on the bench, he had Corney on the bench, Cresswell. You don't have much. Ings is on the bench, you know, the youngster M Boomer.
What happened to Calvin Phillips?
I don't know what happened to Calvin Phillips today. Oh, he came on in 72 minutes. You know, but not many
attacking,
not many out and out attacking players on the bench as who is really a first team player. You know, Jared Bowen, he scored 11 goals. That's not a penalty. He's second to Solanke. Solanke has scored 12 goals. You know, goals that are not non-involvement penalty. So he's right up there scoring goals. Yeah, but when you really look at how a West Ham team set up though, they always tend to play it really deep and tend to hit there on the counter. But one of the key to playing in some big games, you know, one player that's really missing, Paqueta, usually play there on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
He's really good. You know, whenever, you know, especially that game, I forgot who they played. Tell you who they played. They played away. No, they played at home against Bournemouth, the game that they drew. And, you know, those games that, you know, Bournemouth going to drop deep and try to hit them on the counter with Semenyo and all these players, you know, Clivert. Paqueta is a player that, you know, need to drop in the hole, as, you know, he's a very acute player with the ball at his feet. He can drop in that little pocket and created chances coming off that left-hand side, cutting in on his right. I think they kind of missed that little dynamic, and they sold Ben Rama. I can't wrap my head around West Ham, you know, let go Ben Rama to is he the player wanted to go?
I think he wanted to go. I think he wanted to go, and I mean, you know, because he was the deal almost fall through, you know.
Yeah.
But I think he did wanted to leave because, you know, he's Algeria, you know, his culture a little bit close to
Leon is in a relegation zone. West Ham is still in the Europa League.
I don't know. I think there got to be some fallout there with the player and the club.
Yeah, I think something happened, man, where he just want to leave, because I can't see West Ham. Their squad is not thick up in the attacking third. Mikel is out, Paqueta is out, 2 crucial players, and all this team play. Kudos, you know, he's going to have his moments. Bowen, sometimes he's going to drown out the deep waters playing as a lone striker. You know, when you're coming up against a player like Maguire, a very aggressive player like Martinez, you know, but I just feel like Everton just came up second to United today. You know, probably United West Ham. You know, probably West Ham just, you know, came up short in this game, you know, struggling with 2 massive players in the attacking third who is old for them. But the next game is at home against Arsenal, and then they travel to Forest. Yeah, so they have some really good games. They have Arsenal next, Arsenal, Nottingham, Brentford, Everton, Burnley, then Aston Villa, Newcastle. They have some really good games. They can, if they play games, you know, at home, and they can beat anyone. You know, David Moyes proven it. You know, he can beat anyone with his tactics. But yeah, you know, that's it, man. Come to end. You know, tomorrow is the game against Manchester City and Brentford. You know, Brentford is the only team I think did the double over City last season. What do you think? They can do it again? They can beat them?
No, I think City on a mission right now. I think there's no room for error. This is the time where City put their foot down and just do what they do best. Yeah, I think City win this game very comfortable.
Yeah. So yeah, we have come to the end of the podcast. Some big games are playing right now. Inter Milan is leading Juventus. La Liga, Real Madrid is leading over there. Brian Diaz scored. Don't know, Mount Pleasant is playing more lines. So, we're going to jump off and go watch some games. Catch you back later on Daniel Football channel doing that extra time. Yeah. So, see you again in our 3 hours from now.
4 hours from now,
4 hours from now, yeah. Gonna watch some game. Some Brazilian Super Cup is on also. Palmeiras versus Sao Paulo. Yeah. So some big games. And right now we're going to go turn this off. People, bless up on yourself. Thanks for watching, man. Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to go over there and Daniel Football channel and subscribe so you can get the latest in around the world what's going on in football. Yeah. Catch my podcast tomorrow, Insider. What happened over the weekend,
That is it.